Faith's hands trembled as she gripped the steering wheel, the wedding ring on her finger glinting mockingly under the dashboard light while rain hammered the windshield like accusations from the sky. She had just fled her own bridal shower, leaving behind a room full of expectant faces and a fiancé who thought he knew her heart, only to drive straight into the storm toward Eliza's secluded cabin in the Vermont wilderness. By the time she burst through the door, soaked and sobbing, Eliza pulled her into an embrace that felt like salvation and sin intertwined, whispering, "You're here now, that's all that matters," even as Faith's mind screamed that this choice would destroy everything she had built. In the dim glow of the cabin's fireplace, Faith paced the wooden floor, her wet clothes clinging uncomfortably, but it was the weight in her chest that truly suffocated her. How had it come to this? She thought back to the first time she met Eliza, 2 years ago at a corporate retreat in Boston, where Eliza's sharp wit and unapologetic confidence had cut through the mundane chatter like a knife. Faith, then engaged to Mark, a kind but predictable accountant from her suburban Connecticut life, had felt an inexplicable pull, a flutter in her stomach that she dismissed as admiration. But now, standing here, she couldn't deny it anymore. "I can't do this," Faith muttered to herself, her inner voice a whirlwind of doubt. "What if Mark finds out? What if my parents disown me? They've always seen me as the perfect daughter, the one who follows the script. College, career, marriage, kids. Deviating from that would shatter their world and mine." Eliza watched her from the couch, her dark eyes steady, but inside, she battled her own demons. She had grown up in a conservative Texas family that preached love but practiced exclusion, kicking her out at 18 when she came out. Rebuilding her life in the Northeast as a successful graphic designer hadn't erased the scars. It only made her more guarded. Loving Faith meant risking another heartbreak, especially since Faith was still tethered to a heteronormative life. "Talk to me," Eliza said softly, standing up and approaching. Faith stopped pacing, turning to face her. "I left the shower because I couldn't pretend anymore. Every toast to our happy future felt like a lie. But Eliza, what am I doing? Mark proposed last year and I said yes because it was safe. Safe from questions, from judgment." The conversation escalated quickly, voices rising like the wind outside. Eliza's frustration bubbled over. "Safe? Is that what you call hiding who you are? I've been patient, Faith, watching you play house while we steal moments like thieves. But tonight you chose to come here. That means something." Faith's eyes filled with tears. Internally, she wrestled with the morality of it all. Was she betraying Mark? Or had she been betraying herself all along? Society's expectations loomed large. The white picket fence, the nuclear family. Her mother had drilled it into her since childhood. Find a good man, settle down. But with Eliza she felt alive, seen in ways Mark never could. "I love you," Faith admitted, the words escaping like a confession in church. "But loving you means blowing up my life." As the night deepened, they sat by the fire, the crackling logs a stark contrast to the silence between them. Eliza shared her past, the pain of rejection that had forged her resilience. "My parents said I was confused, that it was a phase. I lost everything, home, friends, even my faith in people. But I found myself." Faith listened, her heart aching. She thought of her own family gatherings, the subtle homophobic jokes her father made, the way her sister married young to do it right. The pressure was immense. Coming out would mean confronting not just personal fears but societal disdain. "What if they hate me?" Faith whispered. Eliza took her hand. "They might. But living a lie hurts more. Trust me." The tension peaked when Faith's phone buzzed incessantly. Texts from Mark, worried and confused. "Where are you? Everyone's asking." She stared at the screen, her thumb hovering over the reply button. Inside, a storm raged. Reply and return to the facade, or ignore and commit to this path. Eliza saw the hesitation and pulled away slightly. "If you're not sure, go back. I won't be your secret forever." The word stung, forcing Faith to confront her indecision. She silenced the phone, a small act of rebellion that felt monumental. But as they talked through the hours, Faith realized the cost: potential isolation, career whispers, the label of cheater. Yet in Eliza's arms she glimpsed freedom. By dawn, exhaustion set in, but so did a fragile resolve. Faith knew this was just the beginning. The real battles lay ahead. She had chosen Eliza tonight, but tomorrow would bring confrontations. Her mind raced with scenarios. Telling Mark, facing her parents' disappointment. Was this selfish or necessary? The moral ambiguity gnawed at her. Eliza, too, pondered the ethics. Encouraging Faith to leave her engagement felt like interference, yet suppressing their love seemed crueler. As the sun rose, painting the cabin in soft light, they shared a quiet moment, knowing the road ahead was fraught with pain and possibility. The drive back to Connecticut felt like navigating a minefield, every mile amplifying Faith's inner turmoil. She had left Eliza's cabin with a promise to sort things out, but the wedding ring burned against her skin like a brand of guilt. Mark was waiting at their apartment, his face a mask of concern when she walked in. "Where were you?" "I called the police," he exclaimed, pulling her into a hug she couldn't reciprocate fully. Inside, Faith screamed, "How do I tell him I've been living a double life? That the woman he thinks is just my friend is the one who makes my heart race?" They sat at the kitchen table, the same one where they had planned their wedding over coffee just weeks ago. Mark's eyes searched hers. "Talk to me, Faith. Is it cold feet? Work stress?" She hesitated, the words lodged in her throat. Society's script played in her mind, the expectation to honor commitments, to not hurt the good guy. But honesty demanded sacrifice. "Mark, I think I'm gay." The admission hung in the air, heavy and irreversible. His face crumpled, a mix of shock and betrayal. "What? Since when? Is there someone else?" Faith nodded slowly, tears streaming. "Eliza, it started as friendship, but it's more. I'm so sorry." The argument that followed was brutal, voices echoing off the walls. Mark paced, his hurt turning to anger. "You let me propose. We invited everyone. How could you do this?" Faith's inner voice defended her. "I didn't know myself then. I was scared." But aloud she absorbed his pain, knowing she deserved it. The moral dilemma tore at her. Was breaking his heart justified for her truth? Society would label her the villain, the one who shattered a perfect picture. Her phone buzzed, Eliza checking in. Mark saw it and snarled, "Her? The artist's friend? God, I feel like a fool." Faith reached for him, but he pulled away, the rejection mirroring what she feared from others. As Mark stormed out, slamming the door, Faith collapsed onto the couch, her mind a torrent of regret and relief. She thought of her parents next. How to break this to them? Her mother, with her church groups and traditional values, would see it as a failure. Her father, stoic and proud, might never speak to her again. The societal pressure weighed heavily. In America, progress coexisted with prejudice, especially in suburban enclaves. Faith pondered the ethics. Was her happiness worth their pain? But suppressing her identity felt like slow death. Eliza called later, her voice a lifeline. "How did it go?" Faith recounted the fallout, her words laced with anguish. "He hates me now. And I hate myself for hurting him." Eliza empathized, sharing her own coming-out scars. "It gets better, but it hurts first. You're brave for choosing truth." Their conversation deepened, revealing layers of vulnerability. Eliza admitted her fear. "What if you regret this? Go back to safety." Faith reassured her, but internally questioned if love was worth the chaos. The next day brought more confrontations. At work, whispers started when Faith removed her ring, colleagues' judgmental glances fueling her paranoia. She met her best friend Sarah for lunch, confessing everything. Sarah's reaction was mixed, supportive but concerned. Mark's devastated. "And your family? This could split them." Faith nodded, the weight of potential division crushing. Inside, she debated. Is love selfish if it causes widespread harm? By evening, Faith drove to her parents' house, heart pounding. The familiar driveway felt foreign now. Knocking, she steeled herself. Her mother opened the door, smiling until she saw Faith's expression. "What's wrong, honey?" Inside the living room, with family photos mocking her, Faith spilled it all. "Mom, Dad, I'm in love with a woman. Eliza." Silence descended, then explosion. Her father stood, face red. "What? No, you're not. This is confusion. Mark's a good man." Her mother cried. "We raised you better. What will people say?" The ensuing debate was heart-wrenching, accusations flying. "You're throwing away your future," her father bellowed. Faith countered, tears flowing. "My future was a lie. I deserve to be happy." Internally, she grappled with guilt. Had she betrayed their trust? Society's norms amplified their disappointment. The church, the community, all condemning. Her mother pleaded, "Think of the family. This will kill us." Faith left in tears, the door closing like a final judgment. Back home alone, Faith reflected on the day's toll. Mark's betrayal, her parents' rejection. Each a price for authenticity. Eliza texted support, but doubt crept in. Was this worth it? The moral quandary loomed. Right for her, wrong for others? Weeks blurred into a haze of isolation for Faith. Her apartment a sanctuary in prison. Mark had moved out, leaving echoes of their shared life. His coffee mug, forgotten shirts. She stared at them, inner monologue relentless. You did this. You chose passion over stability. But was it passion or selfishness? Society whispered through media and memories. Happy endings for straight couples, struggles for others. Eliza became her anchor. Their stolen meetings in coffee shops charged with tension. How are you holding up? Eliza asked one afternoon, her hand brushing Faith's under the table. Barely, Faith admitted. My parents won't talk to me. Mark's telling everyone I cheated. The label stung cheater, ignoring the nuance of self-discovery. Eliza shared her own battles. When I came out, friends vanished. But I found a community. You will too. Their bond deepened, but so did conflicts. Faith snapped once. Easy for you, you're out. I've lost everything. Eliza recoiled, hurt flashing. I've lost plenty. Don't minimize that. The argument escalated, revealing cracks. Faith's indecision resurfaced. What if I made a mistake? Mark was safe. Eliza's eyes hardened. Safe isn't love. But if that's what you want, go back. The words hung, forcing Faith to confront her wavering. Internally, she weighed the ethics. Staying with Eliza meant embracing uncertainty. Returning to Mark meant denial. Society's bias favored the latter, with its privileges. A turning point came at a family event. Faith crashed. Her sister's baby shower. Uninvited now, she showed up anyway, desperation driving her. Whispers followed. That's the one who left Mark for a woman. Her mother pulled her aside, voice low. Why are you here? You're embarrassing us. Faith pleaded. I need my family. Tears flowed as her mother softened slightly, but her father intervened. Until you fix this, you're not welcome. The rejection cut deep, amplifying Faith's inner turmoil. Am I morally wrong for disrupting their peace? Eliza waited outside, their reunion tense. How'd it go? Faith broke down. They hate me. Eliza held her but admitted her own doubts. This is hard on me too. Watching you suffer, wondering if you'll choose them over us. The vulnerability bonded them but highlighted the cost: emotional exhaustion, constant defense. Work added pressure. A promotion hinged on stability. Her boss hinting at image. Colleagues' side eyes fueled paranoia. Faith confided in Eliza during a late-night call. I feel like an outcast. Eliza encouraged therapy, sharing her journey. It helped me process the shame society imposes. Faith agreed, her first session unraveling layers, childhood repression, fear of judgment. But betrayal struck when Sarah, her supposed friend, leaked details to Mark's circle, twisting facts. Faith confronted her. Why? I trusted you. Sarah defended. You're hurting people. Mark deserves better. The stab of disloyalty intensified Faith's isolation. Internally, she questioned alliances. Who can I trust in a world quick to judge? Eliza's past resurfaced too. A ex reaching out, stirring jealousy in Faith. Who is she? Faith demanded. Eliza explained. Old flame, but it's you now. The insecurity revealed Faith's fragility. The relationship tested by external forces. As months passed, small victories emerged. Faith joined a support group, hearing stories mirroring hers. Family rifts, societal scorn, but also resilience. One woman shared, I lost my parents but gained myself. It echoed Faith's struggle, bolstering her resolve. Yet, a major confrontation loomed. Mark demanded closure, meeting at a neutral cafe. Why her? He asked, pain evident. Faith explained. I denied it for years. I'm sorry for the hurt. He softened. I loved you, but I see now it wasn't mutual. The goodbye was bittersweet, a step toward healing, but Faith pondered the damage. Was her truth worth his heartbreak? Back with Eliza, they discussed future cohabitation, facing judgments together. But doubts lingered. Society's lens made their love controversial. Faith's inner voice persisted. You've paid dearly. Is redemption possible? The wilderness cabin became their refuge again. This time for a weekend escape from the city's judgmental eyes. Faith drove, Eliza beside her, but tension simmered. My parents called, Faith said. They want to meet you, sort of. Eliza raised an eyebrow. Progress or trap? Internally, Faith feared the latter. A confrontation masked as reconciliation. Her mother's voice on the phone had been laced with reluctance. If this is your choice, we need to talk. Arriving, the familiar setting evoked memories of that stormy night. They unpacked, but Faith's mind raced. What if they reject Eliza? What if it forces a choice? Eliza sensed it, pulling her close. We're in this together. Their talk turned deep, Eliza revealing more scars. My family disowned me, but I rebuilt. You can too. Faith admired her strength but envied it. Her own foundation felt cracked. The meeting happened midweek, at a family dinner in Connecticut. Faith's heart pounded as they entered. Her parents' faces tightened seeing Eliza. So this is her father grunted. Dinner was awkward, questions probing. How long has this been going on? Faith defended. Long enough to know it's real. Her mother interjected. But Mark was perfect. It's against what we believe. The clash ignited. Faith versus Faith's identity. God loves everyone, Eliza countered calmly, but inside seethed at the hypocrisy. Faith's inner turmoil peaked. Am I damning them by forcing acceptance? Society's religious norms amplified the divide. Her father exploded. This is unnatural. Choose. Us or this lifestyle. The ultimatum shattered Faith. It's not a choice, it's who I am. Tears flowed as they left, her mother's parting words. We love you, but we can't condone this. The drive back was silent, Eliza's hand on Faith's knee a comfort. That was brave, she said. Faith doubted. Or foolish. I lost them. Eliza shared a similar loss. My parents never came around. It hurts, but you survive. Their bond strengthened, but so did resentment. Toward society, families, themselves. Betrayal hit again when Faith's workplace learned via gossip. A client pulled out, citing personal values. Her boss called her in. This is affecting business. Faith fought back. My private life is private. But internally she raged. Why must I pay for loving differently? The discrimination fueled her awakening. Joining protests, advocating online. Eliza supported, but their relationship strained under pressure. An argument erupted. You're pulling away, Eliza accused. Faith admitted. I'm scared. Everything's crumbling. The vulnerability led to reconciliation, but highlighted sacrifices, privacy, security. A twist came when Mark reached out, apologetic. I see now you were trapped. I forgive you. It eased some guilt, but Faith pondered. Does forgiveness absolve the pain caused? As they navigated, small acts of defiance built. Holding hands publicly, ignoring stares. But a major decision loomed. Marriage equality was legal, but for them? Faith proposed subtly. What if we made it official? Eliza hesitated. After all this hurt? The moral debate. Commit amid chaos or wait? Faith's therapy uncovered deeper issues, internalized homophobia from upbringing. I feel wrong sometimes, she confessed. Eliza empathized. Society plants that seed. We uproot it together. The cabin beckoned again for clarity. There in quiet, Faith reflected on the journey. Betrayals endured, truths embraced. But the cost? Fractured family, lost friends, weighed heavy. Was the awakening worth the wounds? Months later, the wilderness called once more. This time amid a crisis. Faith's father had a health scare. A minor heart attack, pulling her back to the family fold. Come home, her mother pleaded. Faith went alone, Eliza understanding but wary. At the hospital, her father's frail form stirred pity and anger. Dad, she whispered. He opened his eyes. You're here. The moment thawed ice, but tension simmered. During recovery, conversations turned raw. I don't understand your choice, he admitted. Faith corrected. It's not a choice. He pondered, sharing his fears. I worry for you, in this world. The vulnerability cracked his facade, revealing love beneath prejudice. Her mother joined, tearful. We've been praying. Maybe we were wrong. It wasn't full acceptance but a start. Faith's inner voice rejoiced and doubted. Is this genuine or fear-driven? Returning to Eliza, she shared the shift. They're trying. Eliza smiled but cautioned. Change takes time. Don't compromise yourself. Their relationship, tested, grew resilient. But society struck back. A hate comment online escalated to threats, forcing them to report. Why us? Faith raged internally. The incident heightened paranoia, but solidified unity. A betrayal from within emerged when Eliza's ex appeared, offering support but stirring old flames. Faith discovered texts, innocuous but secretive. Confrontation ensued. Are you hiding something? Eliza denied. Just closure. Trust fractured, Faith questioned. After all I've sacrificed, this? The argument peaked. I gave up everything for us. Eliza countered. And I haven't? I've been your rock while you waver. Reconciliation came through honesty. Eliza admitted vulnerability. She reminded me of easier times. Faith empathized, their bond mending stronger. The experience highlighted mutual sacrifices, ethical dilemmas, forgiveness versus boundaries. Work stabilized as Faith embraced her identity, earning respect from some colleagues. A promotion came affirming her worth. But family reconciliation faltered when her sister sided against. You're confusing the kids. The division hurt Faith, pondering. Must I cut ties for peace? In the cabin's cold storage, literally as they stored supplies for winter, emotions overflowed. Eliza held Faith, whispering assurances despite the ring's absence now symbolizing freedom. We've come far, she said. Faith agreed but internally tallied costs. Pain inflicted, received. As high tension built, a final confrontation with society loomed. A community event where prejudices flared. Faith spoke out, defending their love amid boos and cheers. The stand empowered but invited backlash, vandalism at home. Is it worth it? Faith asked Eliza. For us, yes. Awakening fully, Faith realized growth through trials. Betrayals taught trust. Damages demanded resilience. But the question lingered. In pursuing truth, had she righted wrongs or created more? The wilderness enveloped them one last time, the cabin's isolation mirroring their journey's end. Faith and Eliza sat by the fire, reflecting on the tumultuous year. We've survived, Eliza said, her voice steady. But Faith's mind churned. Survived, yes, but at what price? Families mended partially, friends lost forever, selves transformed. A surprise call from her parents shifted dynamics. We want to meet properly. No judgments. The dinner was tentative, questions genuine. Her father asked Eliza about her life, listening. I was wrong, he admitted later. Tears flowed, a bridge built over chasms. Faith's inner joy mixed with caution. True change or temporary? Society's acceptance grew incrementally. Friends returned, work thrived. But a final betrayal tested. Mark's new girlfriend spread rumors, reigniting pain. Faith confronted him. Let it go. He agreed. I have. Closure came, allowing healing. In the cold storage, deep in the wilderness, Eliza held Faith tightly. The embrace a testament to endurance. Even without the ring, now you're mine, Eliza whispered. Faith smiled but pondered the path. Decisions debated, morals questioned. Their love, forged in fire, stood resilient amid debates. But as they looked ahead, one query haunted. Was betraying societal norms to embrace personal truth ultimately right? Or did the collateral damage make it wrong?